Oh, hi everyone. My hashtag old days, the Libra peeps, of course. Although if people have listened to what I've said, if you're around here a lot, or even if you've just been here a wee while, you'll have heard me saying that the reason why I haven't stuck to doing individual signs is because I feel it really limits. I just feel it really limiting, basically, because your message could be in any of the signs, you know, because remember the way that I channel astrology, it's very galactic, channeling very ancient astrology, and it's like, as in the way that I do it is very shamanic, I would say. It's very like Mayan astrology, all these words kind of are the way that I do it. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. That must mean something to someone though when I'm going into that detail. It's yeah, we've all got a bit of the stars inside us, and your message could be anywhere. Like, so the way that I see it, I'm on Libra now. Libra's the house of love and partnership, marriage. With twin flames, that could be about just your union, you know, because union means marriage. That's why sometimes when I pull the marriage card, it isn't literal marriage. It is about your union. And it's also the shadow, your seventh house, particularly if you've got placements there, like I've got a placement there, and it is yeah, it can be challenging actually with people because you're like a giant mirror for other people to work out their own stuff. Now obviously with twin flames, that is what your twin flame is for you, and what you are for them. So, but I'm talking about with everyone, like, you know, that's the deeper sort of Jungian sort of thing, is that we're all that for everyone. Like, you know, when someone yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think of an example, but like, you know, a lot of the time when you have an argument with something, if you dig a little deeper, there's something in that. Like, you know, there's something for you to learn. Patience, empathy, and of course, sometimes people are just being a pain in the ass. But I mean, I'm kind of half being serious, half joking here. Anyway, I'm not long up, and it is lunchtime, so I'm not gonna lie. It's lunchtime actually going into afternoon, but it's, well, it depends which way you see it, right? It's just after 1:30. It was actually it was 13:31 near enough when I started, so that's mirrored numbers. And again, I've actually not in, and if you just found this randomly. So yeah, everything I do is healing for twin flames. It's not just a card reading. I do lots of different healing modalities, so I'm always weaving in the healing while I'm reading the cards and the energy, and clearing energy, basically, especially when we're in these last days of Scorpio season. That's when I clear the most. And talking to clearing, a burp or a hiccup when I'm clearing energy. I mean, when I burp, it's not loud, and especially when I film on Zoom, you can't even hear it, but I'll usually mention it. And yeah, I'll do lots of other things like sing and mention films and just basically whatever I'm drawn to while I'm doing it. I think I was drawn to a few things before I came on here. I've drawn a quote in one of my wee diary things. It says, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." And that's Thomas Edison. So there's definitely going to be something in this about if you don't try, you'll never know, and not having regrets. So yeah, like I said, this could make sense for your seventh house because that is the sign of Libra, and Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is the planet of love. It deals with things to do with love, obviously, romantic love, self-love, values, money, and beauty, and probably other stuff, but they're the main things that stick out to me. And then you've got Libra somewhere in your chart. And again, some of you, just to confuse matters, might have your Libra in the seventh house. So that would be double the Libra. But yeah, I could go on and on there, because you could, you know, this might speak to where the Venus is. Like it just doesn't matter, basically. Like this could make sense to anyone. So let's just get into someone's story. I think I'm going to do what I've done on the last two. And yeah, did I say that? Yeah. So right away, right, now I haven't shuffled these, but right away my eyes are just drawn to twin flame, and then on the bottom we've got reunion. So this is the seventh sign, and like it seems like all of them are mentioning this, but it's because this is the time that we're in, and this is why the like look what's on the top of that one. Your soul is prepared to reconnect, trust in the process. But remember what I said about Libra. Libra is where the spiritual marriage, the union takes place, right? And then the next one, the 8th house, is what I really see as twin flames, because the 8th house is Scorpio, and we're in Scorpio season, and the 8th house is sex, and it's also where sacred sex, I mean, it's where all sex takes place, so it's any kind of sex, but it's, sacred sex when it comes to twin flames, which can still be passionate, do you know what I mean? Obviously, but I'm talking like Tantra, yeah, connecting the love and sex and magic. I think that's the best way to put it. You can tell I'm getting geared up to do Scorpio reading. Again, I was about to say I don't know if I'll do it today, but I probably will do it today, because I didn't film the other ones yesterday until like I think it was nearer 5. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get at least one done before I get myself a wee bacon roll of that. Obviously it's a Sunday and I like to chill. But we are in very intense times because of the last degrees of Scorpio. And if you watch the last Leo and Virgo especially, you'll see the madness that is taking place with the synchronicities. Oh yeah, and what I was going to say is, with the twin flame, with the energies of the unions coming up, that's why the interference of it. Look, if it wasn't some stupid Netflix thing, Netflix never, honestly, think about all the things that come out on Netflix. When is there ever any good to come out on Netflix? And I don't mean good as in entertaining. I'm sure it's entertaining, but it's toxic. All the things that come out on Netflix are fucking toxic. Maybe not all of the things, but most of the things that I saw myself when I've been on it, or heard from other people. And like I said, I actually haven't had Netflix for years and years. It was just a friend of mine in the past had added me to hers. So when I was bored, sometimes but I literally, I think I ever went on it that many times. I think they put a stop to people doing that because people were doing it all the time. I might be wrong, but they want people's money, so they probably do let people do it. But anyway, so yeah, and that's a good point. You know what I mean? Like, from the sounds of what that is, like, that is it's about people, really about vulnerable people being scammed, and that's what I'm saying. It's trying to plant the seed that twin flames aren't real overall. But like what I said to my friend is, the concept of twin flames has been around for eons. Like, talk about when I was talking about ancient astrology. I mean, I was actually literally, that's what I do on a Saturday night, geeky. But no, I was literally watching, it was a documentary I caught on a random channel. I've just noticed it's actually a couple of minutes away from 144, so that's not a coincidence either. Do you know what I mean? But I was watching a random channel. No, I think it was like I caught it the night before, and I pressed record because it looked interesting. But it was basically like, it was something like the secrets of female. I don't think it was the secrets of female orgasm, but it was something like that. You know what I mean? It was like, it was really interesting. It was just talking about the difference between men and women. And actually, if you want some facts here, apparently a male couldn't handle the intensity of a female orgasm, like, because of your brain, if you're a man. Yeah, so that gives you some kind of indication. You know what I mean? And it's to do with the nerve endings and the bits and bobs of your pieces. You know what I mean? That was really mature, Claire, wasn't it? But I don't want to be saying those words on YouTube. I don't know. I say sex enough. I don't want to be saying the. But yeah, that there's only so many nerve endings in a male anatomy, and there's like tens of thousands more in the female anatomy. So that's why the woman actually said a male could actually die and it's now 144. How crazy is that? A male could actually die if he experienced the same intensity that a female does. So if you're out there living, I don't know, getting somebody's toes curling with that kind of tantric sex, and actually that's funny because that isn't what tantra's all about. See, this is my tantric guides talking through me, because how the fuck am I talking about this when I'm half asleep? But that's probably why they've got me to do it, because I'm still in a dreamy phase. That tantra isn't about that. That's why it goes on for hours and hours and hours and hours. It's about just exploring one another's bodies and not having an end goal in mind. Because if you think about it, definitely when there is no love or magic involved in certain types of sex, it is just about the end goal, and that's why it can be steered one way or the other, like, you know, all about one person more than the other. And either way, it's not right. If it's someone making it all about a woman, it's not right. And if it's all about a guy, it's not right. It's equal. Anyway, so I don't know why the fuck I was meant to talk about that, but it was definitely meant to when it's 144. But now it's 145, so let's get going. So, but I feel that's going to have something to do with the message. Let's get going. There's an urgency in this divine masculine to get this going, and that was the message on the Virgo one, was like, it's go time. Now remember, when I'm saying it's go time, although it could be real time energy, as in like happen soonish from when you watch it, it will be for some. For others, this might take a while to play out, so just bear that in mind. But it's Aquarius moon as I'm channeling, so that is expect unexpected. It's very galactic, very, I'm saying galactic a lot today, but yeah, it's very galactic, very much about spontaneous spiritual awakenings that I'm feeling going on right now in the masculine. And just the feminine being taken to new heights. And I'm just laughing about how that would tie in with what I've just been talking about. Yeah, so maybe we are going to tap in the people that are reaching new levels of consciousness through sex. You know what I mean? That is what twin flames are about. And then the world feels it. No pressure, eh? Right, you can see why they take so long to come forward. That was funny. Mirror. So that, see, there's no coincidence here that, oh, wait a minute, that's too forward. That's too forward. Wow, what could that mean? It's too forward. Maybe the way that you talk about sex is too intimidating. If you're a feminine, you know what I mean? Like, if it reminds me of what I said before about that Madonna whore complex. Like, I spoke about that on a video the other week there, that, you know, you can look up for yourself, but it's totally fascinating. It's where particularly males kind of have this ingrained in them that, you know, you've either got this pure, oh yeah, and the last sign I done was Virgo, the Virgin. It's kind of like you've either got this pure, innocent, sort of angelic female, or, you know, I don't want to call people, but you know what I mean, like somebody that's kind of not that. And then, so what it means is, if people are wanting to experience, I don't know, things that are a bit more taboo, or just be a bit more racy in the bedroom, they might feel like, so I think a marriage would be it doesn't need to be a marriage, it could be a long-term relationship where you're stuck in your ways and it's a bit boring or something. But it's kind of like, it's just that idea of, let's take a marriage as an example. It's that idea that, like, a man wouldn't feel like they could express their desires to their wife in case it, like, they think less of them or something because they're having like these thoughts. And it's just basically, I must be saying this for a reason, somebody must be feeling it's, and I suppose I forgot that the card was mirror. It's like with twin flames, is my feeling is it might not be exactly the same, because you can also, I suppose there is that thing that you can also be, you can be sort of polar opposite in a lot of ways. But I feel by the time it comes to not a reunion, because remember, reunions when you get together and you break up, and you get together and you break up. Although, can I just say, the way I'm describing that doesn't sound like a union, that sounds like a karmic relationship. Because if you're always reuniting and breaking up, like with short spaces of time, that's very karmic and a roller coaster. Whereas twin flames, usually there's a long separation, and the ones I channel for, we're talking years. But depending on where you live, it doesn't mean that you might not bump into them or something, and maybe you might bump into them and it's not a way that you can say hello kind of thing. I don't know, but typically, you know what I mean, it's not on-off relationship. It's just, yeah, anyway, I can't really be bothered to explain. I explain that all the time, so if you're new, you just, whatever, just go with it. So, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is by the time you get into a union, so a proper union, it's, you've integrated both your feminine and masculine so much, you've balanced it, that things like that, you're each other's like perfect match. You know, you're perfectly imperfect, but you're each other's perfect match, and sexually. So, but I don't know why I'm even saying this, because true twin flames, you would discover that, you know what I mean, because you'll have worked through all your shadow shit, and you know, you'll still have stuff to do, but it's more like doing it together. I mean, like working through the shadow stuff. That's funny when I was talking about sex, but self-reflection, reflecting each other, being honest with self, wisdom, clarity, transformation, shadow work. Yeah, but it really is. It's like, yes, this feels like it's a Scorpio reading already, but it really is. Like, look, transforming through sex. That's what they're saying to me. So do you know, right? What I get what they're saying there. It's like, think about it. With what I just said at the start is, to me, the Libra energy is the spiritual union of the twin flame. So it's almost like that, when the awareness connects with both people, well, you know, the masculine's the later one to catch on, that it's like, this is such a deep bond that it transcends like a bit of paper marriage, you know what I mean? It's that deep. That's why, like, you know, it's quite interesting. But see this card that I pulled away, it's somewhere kicking about, I hadn't noticed, right? And this is my favorite card in this deck, because I just feel like it's really innocent. Like, you know, this is the sexual oracle, but I don't know, I just kind of like it. I don't know why I like it, but it's the North Node symbol. I sometimes get mixed up and call it the Leo symbol, but I hadn't noticed that they're actually, like, they're tied together, and it doesn't look like it's not like tied together as in tied to the devil, like with karmic relationships where you're trapped, and often karmic relationships, like, things are done to trap you, like spell work and black magic and gossip, and, well, trapping in the other way that women trap men, but and also just trapping, like forcing people to get married and that. Like, I can think of loads of situations where like guys have literally been manipulated down the aisle, you know what I mean? It's just a toxic way of the world, like, you know, where some women especially feel like their whole lives are going to magically transform if they get an engagement ring. It's like, it's totally deluded. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I've said before, I'm being really Scorpio here, but I can think of loads of things in a micro and a macro level where, yeah, I've told these stories before, but you know what I mean? Think of the celebrities and that. There's loads of things where people are married, but they cheat on them all the time and that. And there's things like that out in the world, people that you'll know, you know what I mean? It's just a fact. It really doesn't mean anything if there's not been that proper spiritual bond created. Oh my God, this is mental. I'm saying that. Married at First Sight is on mute because I haven't actually bothered to, because I don't even watch that. But that's really crazy. Married at First, what could that mean? I think I'm channeling for someone that the masculine, whether you're a man, woman, or whatever you identify as, has done something like that. Not married at first sight, but like married like somebody that you've maybe known for a very long time, and it just made sense and was pressurized into it. Because again, it's like they're flashing up to me when I'd had that conversation once with a guy in a club, but it was just like kind of like me asking, like, you know, why did you get married if you were going to chat people up in clubs? Because he was chatting me up, you know what I mean? And it's like, I wouldn't be the first, I wouldn't be last, but it was kind of like, and it was that kind of answer of it just was, you know, it was the next thing to do. And it's just, that's like, I always just think, I never ever want to be with somebody where that's their answer. Like, do you know what I mean? But sadly, it is the case. But yeah, look, they're tied together by the red string of fate is something that I've always loved. It's that kind of, I idea that you're bonded together through all time and space, and no matter where you go, you're always connected, but not, like I said, not in a toxic way. Although it can feel sometimes like, you know, oh my god, like I can't move on from this person. It can feel like that for the masculine, definitely, and the feminine. And you'll learn that by, like, you know, if you do try to sleep with somebody else, especially as a feminine, like I was talking about this with someone the other day, when you do sleep with somebody, it's not uncommon for you to actually feel physically, literally sick. And it just makes sense to me, you know. I found that out. Like, it's I mean, this was many years ago, like, but it's just, yeah, it's really hard to explain. It's like it just, something just feels totally wrong about it. And it seems like it's different for the masculine, the divine masculine, because until they are the divine masculine, they're the unawakened masculine, or even the distorted masculine, and they're really led by sex, you know what I mean? Like they're going to be distracted by the woman in the red dress. That's symbolic for a distraction. So if you're a man in a same-sex couple, or you're, you know, or a woman going after hot men that are wrong for you, then you know what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, so all that needed to come through. That's quite a lot. Transformation of relationship, freedom from blocks, wisdom, growth, strength, being your true self. It's that kind of feeling of, through this sexual union with your twin flame, you will reach deeper levels of yourself. Wow, that's really deep. Right, and I feel I do want to shuffle these now. That's not usually the order, but what do we need to know when we're saying all of that? I knew there was going to be a reason when I watched that documentary. I'm just trying to think, that was the most interesting thing that, because it was something from like ages ago. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it looks like it was from the 80s or something, but yeah, it was just basically talking about like what I was saying, that it's like, you know, twin flames aren't some fucking made up load of bullshit. It's just, it's like everything in life. It's complicated because there are people that are not true twin flames that are trying to mimic them. But like you said, it just makes me laugh because, like, when I can't spot any kind of chemistry, or particularly sexual chemistry, between people that are claiming to be twin flames, like, I just don't really tend to believe it, to be honest, because I can see it and I can feel it. Because of how intense that is between me and mine. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I haven't seen mine for like years and years and years. It's never going to go away. Like, I know that, he knows that. Oh my god, that's okay. What the actual fuck? I'm not going to actually say what I've just saw on the telly, but the advert that I've just... Oh my god, the advert that just came on was such a huge synchronicity with me saying that. It's just crazy. Right. I'll do you know what? Further down the line, if people find this and think it's different and they ask me what it is, maybe I'll remember. But that, I couldn't believe that. I just looked up at something and it totally confirmed what I just said about me and mine. Oh, right. Right. Oh my god. 2 cards are flying out. Ugh. Wow, look at that. And it's not a coincidence, it's the same fucking one that I've just said. Yeah, and again, that, like I said, although I don't like it when they make me home in on my situation, it's just, they're going to do it from time to time. I like it because it's like, yeah, like I said, it reminds me of the red string of fate, and I feel a lot of twins really connect with that. There's a sacred contract in the fire. I feel the sacred contract that's in the fire, it's about twin flames, but the one that's in the fire is any karmic things that have been holding these 2 twin flames back from one another. And it's just, this is symbolic of, you were always connected, no matter who you were both involved with, casually or seriously. It's and that'll really speak to people that actually, you know, the divine unawakened masculines that actually, you know, got in long-term relationships, but especially if they married somebody, because yeah, I can imagine that would be extremely painful. But again, there's loads of people to testify that. I mean, I just heard one the other day that it was like, I think that was on an audio. Where the hell did I hear that? I was listening to an audiobook or something, and I just started dipping in and out in my different audiobooks. But basically, it was like, you know, it was a story generally where like this couple had been married, and then and I'm just laughing because it is Married at First Sight. It's on mute, but I might change it because it looks like a woman just giving a guy a hard time. I feel they're trying to tell me something about a karmic that's like giving somebody a hard time, because it does look like that. It's just, he's like, fuck off. Unhappy marriage kind of vibes. That's what I'm getting from this. But it's kind of, where was it going with that? Yeah, that it's, yeah, the story that I must have heard on this audiobook was that the woman was upset because she split up her husband and then he'd got involved with someone else. And I think maybe they weren't mad. Maybe they'd gotten divorced, because I think he actually married. Yeah, I think he actually married somebody else, right? And then she just kept praying and knowing that they were like this, like supposed twin flames, or it wasn't like a twin flame thing I was listening to. I can't even remember. I think it was like, I don't even know. I'm sure it's something I've heard recently, but maybe it's just something I've heard like ages ago. But it was just generally, it was something like that he came back to her, you know what I mean? So despite actually going off and marrying somebody else, he realised that, like, so again, that is typical of like somebody that's unawakened, male or female, diving into different things, but like really diving in when they take it that far, and then actually the feelings catching up with them and realising, oh my God, I love that person from ages ago. Do you know what I mean? But it's just not everybody does something about it. Because of society, really, like, look, chemistry, look, so yeah, so there's something, all of this is going to speak to us on, but I can't believe it's taken 30 minutes to say all of that. So again, this might be, I don't know if they say this, but look, this might be really speaking to people that have had like, you know, decades and decades. Like there might be something significant about 30 years here. So I might be speaking to somebody that's a bit older than me right now. It doesn't mean to say that bits of it can't resonate for other people, but I don't know, I was feeling something there. Yeah, so it's about following your North Node and following the chemistry. Right, okay, so I'm kind of going to speed it up a little bit because I wouldn't make it so long. So where's the but this is what I'm saying about it would be wise to watch them all, because all that stuff that just came through from like my tantric sort of guides, you know what I mean? It's people are missing out on that if they don't watch the Libra one. And it really does make sense to me that it's come through in Libra, but I'm a bit scared for what I'm going to say in Scorpio. Right, so the feminine is clearing energy blocks, activating the higher chakras. So as you heal as a feminine, as you clear and heal and balance your own energy daily, religiously, as in you need to do it daily and sometimes more than once a day if you feel the need. This is what I have done for decades, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 40 next year and I have been interested in chakras and energy and stuff like that from a young teenager, and then I embarked upon, you know, research and learning different sort of healing things from, yeah, like 19. I was reading books about relationships and that, which is really interesting actually, because at 19 I had actually I think that's when oh wait a minute, no, I read Men from Mars, Women from Venus, I think before I met him. Yeah, I think that was just before I met him, but like my twin. But that book helps me realise whatever I either must have remembered what it said, or I was reading it again. Yeah, I suppose it would have been, because it wasn't long after that. Yeah, it's when I've said before this thing about that apparently, like, if somebody really likes you, right? So say you connect with somebody, right, on a date, I suppose, like, and you really get on and everything's going great, but they don't contact you for like, they just basically don't, you know, they basically don't contact you. And then a woman could quite easily write a guy off if they haven't sort of contacted after definitely a week or something. Be like, right, what the fuck, I thought we got on. And but apparently there's something in that book that it's like to do with the science and that if a man truly has felt a connection there, they won't leave it any longer than roughly 3 weeks. That's like my soul retrieval thing. But yeah, it's like they'll feel that pull back to you. a little bit like the elastic band theory in that book as well. Like, you know, it's like that. The elastic band stretches, and that's when a man, the male brain, needs that man time, the man cave, and the space to themselves. And that even goes for people in serious relationships. That's why it's important that all people understand this. And then, though, if they're in love with you, or like I said, if it's just people that are dating and they're interested in you, they'll spring back. You know, there'll be an interest. But what I always just like to say is, with twin flames, because twin flames are in separation, for divine separation, for years upon years, and like say decades for some. Like I said, it's, you know, because I think knowing somebody 20 years and not seeing them intimately like that for, you know, 10 years plus is bad enough. But when I've spoke to people or saw people that have been apart from their person like 20 and 30 years, it's just like, it's heartbreaking. Do you know what I mean? It is a cruel journey. It's why I do get why people that aren't twin flames can look at you, if you're the twin flame, listen to this, which I'd like said, unless you're the people that are lurking, you're going to get what I mean. You just have to truly be on that journey to understand it. Like, it's not a choice. Nobody chooses to feel that strongly about somebody. It is a soul thing. Your soul chose it, you know what I mean? And it's really interesting as I'm saying this, because I'm watching a spider catch a fly. So it's unfortunately kind of giving me vibes as I'm shuffling the Divine Masculine card. I feel a divine, oh my God, think about everything I've channeled about. Yeah, I really do feel a Divine Masculine in this, and it's just went away with it. Oh God. I mean, that's what spiders do, you know, they eat fly. But it was like I was kind of getting Black Widow vibes, you know, like, and remember the Black Widow kind of like, well, they have sex with the male and they kill it, don't they? But it's like that kind of analogy for a toxic feminine that has got a hold, a toxic karmic distorted feminine that has got a hold of a man, basically. It's going to fit somewhere, right? So sacred, oh my God, what is this reading all about? Okay, so in sacred sexuality, accessing the unified field. And that's why whoever this is for, like, again, I really do feel this is going to speak to, now it doesn't mean that it's not going to speak to you if you've not been on a journey where your separation is really long like that. But it's kind of like, for some reason, I'm getting the feeling it's like this feminine energy is having to clear so many blocks and darkness from the masculine, because this masculine has been tied to a toxic Black Widow, black magic feminine for a very long time. And so it is going to, see, that makes sense now why I was saying that the sex is going to heal this masculine. Now, like I've said before, I'm channeling it like the female is the divine feminine and the male is the divine masculine, and it's just the way it comes out when I'm channeling. So just change it for however, because if you're new to me, you'll see I'm very respectful about everything. You know, you can swap the genders about, it can be same sex, whatever, you know, but that's just, and that's what you'll hear a lot of people say. It is just easier to channel that way. But I usually can't help myself, and I'm like, change it about it. I still say it, even though I'm like saying I don't want to say it. But yeah, this is really powerful. When this comes together, whenever it's meant to, the sex is really going to heal the masculine in particular. This high priestess is going to heal this masculine, because everything is possible if you're twin flame. I think I might do that if I decide to use that thumbnail. You're feeling the energy of that. This masculine's been drained of all his energy. I want to, that's really not a nice feeling. And sadly it does, it's whether it doesn't really, talking of genders, it really doesn't matter whether it's a male divine masculine or a feminine divine masculine, because I've worked with many like I said, it's a majority of divine masculine women where this is, it's not exactly the same, but it's not too different. Do you know what I mean? Like being with a man that is drained their energy or finances or kindness. So, and that's why, like, as a twin flame, if you're the divine feminine, you've got to be really gentle with your divine masculine, like, and kind of see through the masks. Not just the bullshit mask where somebody's like too cool for school. I'm talking about the mask of where they've been hurt, like, you know, like give people time to trust you. Okay, so again, that's particularly heavy, so just don't think that all your masculines are going through that, but it should be something. Right, in the physical, where's this feminine at, or a feminine that's going to resonate with it? Choose your focus. So I feel it's kind of like, right, with this, I feel it's kind of like you can focus on the coulda, shoulda, woulda, and the regret and the pain and the upset of the situation that you're in. Or you can choose to focus on creating your reality and visualizing, this is what I've been saying a lot recently, or visualizing the outcome that you want. And really holding space for it being even better than you could ever imagine. And the masculine, this is really funny because I've got it on mute on that Married at First Sight, and it's like they're all at some kind of group meal giving each other daggers and that. Oh, there's Paul Bronson, you know, the dating coach guy. I think that's his name. Coach chakra, right? So yeah, there's something, because this mask. Oh look, and it's 5/5. So big changes are taking place here. 50. Somebody could be 55 in this too, actually, because yeah, like I did say I felt it was somebody older than me. I mean, a lot of the people that tune into me are older than me, same age or older. And there's a few young people that are tuning in too by the stats, but I hope you're not too young to be hearing this. Third eye, yeah, they're getting ready to express themselves because they've opened their eyes to what's going on around them. And going by what I just channeled for that, that's going to be dark, because we've now got the moon, which is called confront in this card. It's called shadow in other cards, and you know, they're healing in their child wounds. So I really do feel somebody has got involved with quite a toxic feminine. And it's got something to do with inner child wounds. Like, maybe, you know, it's kind of like, you know, that kind of, it's like somebody wanted to be mothered, but it's like in that kind of wanting to be mothered. And you see, they could have had quite a controlling mother themselves. That's not always the way that someone will get involved with like a toxic woman because they're the controlling mum. But for a lot, it can be that, you know what I mean? There's something, if it's not a mum, it's somebody, I don't know who else it would be really that would talk, you know what I mean? Unless you weren't, you know, I suppose a controlling auntie, if you were around, like, nah, there's something, you know what I mean? It's usually a mum or an ancestor, I suppose, a grandmother. You know, you get in some families like the grandparents are like it's like the mafia. What they say goes. Do you know what I mean? But I'm getting that kind of feeling. So this is really specific for some people right now. I'm also feeling the 18th of May is significant. I'm just noting the 18/5 there. Yeah, basically, like it feels like I'm still continuing on from whatever I was tapping into there. This masculine can now see what it's either that this person can see what they couldn't see before, or they've always obviously felt and known that this feminine they were with was toxic, but in facing the trauma from the past, which is either going to be inner child stuff, or it could be like the trauma they've experienced from either this toxic relationship or a past toxic relationship, if it's not like things to do with like real inner child stuff. It's helping them accept it, you know what I mean? So maybe they noticed it, but it's helping them accept it. There's something there. So like I said, it's pretty dark, but that's what's coming through. It's Scorpio season. It's going to happen, the last degrees of Scorpio season. What else do we need to know here? Yes, just say yes. But this masculine now wants to say yes to this twin flame connection when they reach this point, which you can see, I can feel it. So hopefully I'm getting across how difficult it is for this masculine to come forward. They faced a lot of controlling. I feel they've actually been around a lot of controlling toxic feminine energy. Creating heaven and earth is happening, but they just know that this connection is going to be different. And the reason that, I said it, so it's like I really do feel this connection never made it to be in a relationship, because it's like I do feel this person was trapped from either quite a young age, or just, even if it was different toxic women, they've always been in toxic relationships. Oh my God, whose is this? This is fucking magic. I mean, it's dark, but it's magical too, because look what I've just said. I even started off saying at the start, someone wants, it's, they want to go, and it's like the jump in. Andromedan energy, which is, I'm very connected to that energy. Adventure, say yes to change. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This masculine, I'm lost for words. They're saying yes after clearing a lot of trauma. I feel probably still in the middle of doing that. Like, this masculine could be going to therapy or thinking about therapy or something like that. But it's like they know that this connection it's here to create heaven on earth. But it did sound like the word hate was wanting to come out there. It's like they're sick of being surrounded by that hate and toxic energy and jealousy and black magic. And definitely if it's like, the Black Widow kind of spider feminines, you're lucky to make it alive. That's why this guy wants to jump in. I mean, God, that's crazy. Nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, self-care. So this masculine's been going in to heal themselves, to get the energy to come forward to their twin. And I feel I want to go to the message cards now. And what is it this masculine wants to say then? Because this is really strong, what's coming through. So again, if this doesn't resonate with me, I wouldn't be surprised. It's quite unique. It's only going to speak to whoever it's meant to. But like I said, we could all learn something from the sex lesson at the start. I'm grateful. Oh my God, I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. Yeah, so it's like this masculine's been through so much hell, but they now know the difference between what a toxic, controlling feminine is and what a loving, divine feminine is. And we will be together again, yeah, because this guy's wanting to jump in. Expect them, or her, whatever your deal is. I feel you even though we're apart. That's the red string of fate. So it doesn't matter that this man has been connected to toxic women. It's because remember I'm kind of getting that feeling, right? It is by the way, there's a 36 has just popped up on the telly. It's as someone's door number. That's so weird. I used to live at number 36 many years ago, but also there's a 36 on one of the, I noticed 3 and 6 on one of the cards, so 36 is going to be significant. Could be someone's age. That would be another person. Well, I don't know, unless someone's 36 and someone's 55, I suppose. But 3 and 6 is 9, 9 is end. It's something. This is a karmic lesson coming to an end. What was I going to say there? Just want to shuffle one more and I'm going to get the feminine reply. The timing just wasn't right for us. Yeah, again, it is this feeling of like someone's been pushed towards different kind of connections from, I can't stop thinking about you. I just don't, I'm getting the feeling that this guy has not stopped thinking about this twin the whole time. But there was something about the timing wasn't right, and that makes sense because that's what happens with twin flames. But yeah, what I was going to say is the feeling I was getting was and I was getting distracted there, so I don't think someone wanted that to get out. But it's like, it's not just toxic, feminine, romantic things here. I feel it's like whoever this masculine is has really toxic females around them in general. So it could be relations, but I was more feeling like it's like friends. Like I feel this masculine could have either still have, or when they were younger, a lot of like toxic female friends, where it could have even been like boundaries crossed as well, you know, like, oh, they're my pal, but I sleep with them now and again kind of thing. But I'm talking like, I'm feeling like it's quite a few females that are, oh, I don't know, it's like I'm just seeing like, I'm feeling it more than seeing it. It's like just swallow you up and chuck you out kind of energy. That's, I don't know what that's gonna mean something to someone, right? Maybe it's someone from back in the day and it's like this is what went on in your era. I don't know. Could still speak to ones that are younger too in some sort of way. Right, what is the feminine wanting to say back to I'm grateful for a spiritual lesson? Oh my god. Stand up for yourself, you deserve to be respected. Okay. That really fits with what I've just channeled. That is a lot of masculine's lesson. I can't wait to be alone with you. We'll be together again. Self-explanatory. And it's not so much that it needs to go with the actual one, but I kind of do like that. Feel you even though we're apart. Anytime you need me, I'm here. You're always connected by the red string of fate. And I feel both these people know this. They just needed to go different ways for a while. And this felt like, oh, like I said, this felt like a long while, possibly 30 years for someone. So bring in their union. That's too long. Time's an illusion, but that's too fucking long. The timing just wasn't right for us. I need to feel your body next to mine. Yeah, so it's like the timing wasn't right for us, but the timing's right now. And no wonder when I've just said that 30 years thing. But like I said, it doesn't matter if it's not been that long. That could still be very relevant. And you know, I meant to mention that, right? But look, I don't know if you can see on the screen, but my pinky, oh yeah, you can. Look, it looks really like it's really inflamed, right? Because it was like I had the wee bit of, you know, when you get a bit of the nail or the skin, like, and you pull it out, and anyway, it is really sore. So, and then it reminded me of like Louise Hay, you know, that basically, I mean, that's definitely, it's very connected to being a shaman too, but I always sort of feel, because I'm so connected to Louise Hay and I'm looking at her calendar thing when I said that there, it's all about, you know, that pain in the body or any kind of emotional, spiritual, mental is linked to pain in the body. So anyway, and I googled it and I wasn't really finding it, but generally pain is what jumped out at me was longing for love. When there's a pain in the body, it's a longing for love. And so think about how that fits. I need to feel your body next to mine. I can't wait to be alone with you. It's like this feminine has been deprived of love. Now, that doesn't mean that feminine wouldn't have slept with anyone for 30 years. But again, I bet you there has been years and years, or possibly even decades of celibacy. You just never know what some people have been guided to do. But even if there have been links to other people, it could have just been like nothing, or nothing as in nothing, like, you know, like not serious relationships or anything, but it's just kind of like they've been deprived of that intimacy because nothing touches the twin flame. But this is obviously, it's the same. If this is the same story throughout this whole video, it's the same with the man, because the man has been surrounded by toxic energy, right? So swap the genders, like I said. I can't stop thinking about you, and we have I see right through you. I see right through to your soul, past your guard, and I know you know it. You're safe to be yourself with me. Oh my god. That is, by the way, and I'm really hungry, and I feel like they're trying to tell me like these people are hungry for each other. Tap in, tap, tap, tap in. I don't even know that song, but that's what I heard. It's like, now it's like I'm hearing coming in hot, hot. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's basically like these people are like craving each other. And they're tapping in, you know, they're tapping into each other's energy. They are, oh my God, they're tapping in, like really, the telepathy is really strong. And this feminine's like, you're safe to be yourself with me. Like, I know what you've went through. So even if she doesn't know, she can feel it. And that's why this feminine's been doing the energy clearing. My God, this is like, it's becoming like a sitcom or something. This is like a fucking series. It's a dark one today, right? And it must have been needed because we're at a fucking hour. This might be the only one today. I don't want to do them that long. I mean, that's how long my general ones are, but this is anyway. Right, so what have we got then? What do you want? I just saw let go. So I feel these people did need to let each other go and they just let things happen. But it's in the labyrinth as well. And it's like, look, but these people know it's worth waiting for. It kind of reminds me of like at the end of When Harry Met Sally, or when I caught the end of that Marry Me film. Oh, look, that's going to have been in Marry Me. But this time, I don't feel it's about them marrying other people. I feel this is about these people are going to want to marry each other. Even if like you're like a lot older, it's like it was a love worth waiting for. It does remind me of the end of When Harry Met Sally, and there's old couples telling stories that they were apart for like 40 years and they found each other again. Or at the end of that Marry Me film, that it's got, they kept kind of tried to copy When Harry Met Sally with that, but I think it's just people saying how they met. But I really, it's honestly, there's something about this. It's like people have been apart for like decades. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Worth waiting for though. Lovely. Right, what else do we need? Stay optimistic about your love life. I would fucking need to if it's been that long. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. But this time, the one you want. Learn. Let love show you how to learn from each other. And I feel that's got to do with not only the twins learn from one another, but it's also bringing the learning from the painful pasts and what you don't want. The codependency from the past relationships. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. That feels past though. And children, your love life's been affected by children. Yeah, so again, you see that it's kind of like with that coming out together, it could have been something like somebody's been like in a real long-term marriage, there's children involved, and it's like it's a really codependent connection. I just went past marriage when I said that. See how married, see how it's like, oh, look, married at first sight adverts coming on again, and it's just a marriage to two souls in union, divine counterparts blending together. But in this context, it's like, no, they're just saying, yeah, like look, this is like a long marriage with children, codependency, and I can really sense it's like someone has like been like, you have to stay for the kids, and it's put this masculine in a lot of confusion. All seekers of truth experience confusion. Ask the divine to provide answers you need. I always say that's the fuck my life guy, and it would be, you know, that's just like a really painful, challenging situation to be in. Where obviously I would hope that the kids are always going to win in that situation. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, I've channeled about this before, but it's not a life sentence, you know what I mean? It's children grow up, and when they can see, well, children grow up and they can sense and see when their parents aren't happy. I truly do believe, and I know that because I heal children as well. I heal people's inner child, but I literally heal children too. And even if they don't tell me, which I've been a child counsellor and I have had children tell me observations of things similar to what I'm talking about, they sense it, you know. So if people stay in toxic relationships like that, think that they're doing the best, which in the long run you're actually not. But I do think it depends on different situations. It's sometimes it can actually just be like, you know, that it could have been that this man just didn't want to be far away from their children. I mean, let's face it, it's always both. Anyway, I just want to tap out that's. It's just this reason's gotten really heavy all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden. I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to your needs and expectations. I feel lost without you. And I'm so sorry. This is just all really difficult energy. And finances are a problem. I actually saw the finances are a problem card in another deck there too. And I'm ashamed of how I treated you. Yeah, I just think there's some, this is all like one stroke, but I know you're my divine counterpart. Like, I really do feel it's like this person, man, woman, whatever, has known what this connection is with the twin, but it was intense, and then they've also got into something, you know, marriages, children involved, codependency. It's a lot. So we're tapping out of it because that could take forever. It's already on an hour, or about to be. Right. What else do you need to know about that then? They flew out. Runner and chaser, fear of intimacy, fear of abandonment, hot and cold, roller coaster emotions triggering, and oh my god, the tortoise. That's an understatement if the 30 years thing is relevant. In their shell, slow moving, clammed up, silent, slow and steady, withdrawn, introvert, shy, insecure and wise. Somebody's fear of intimacy. I mean, this is really deep, but someone's fear of intimacy led them to attract, and well, the toxicity that I've just channeled about. And that's why it's worth working on your subconscious blocks, because nobody deserves to be in that. Definitely not for a life sentence. Right, anyway, let's bring this to a close. So what? So, do you know what? It's like that rescuing side of me kind of wants to make this more positive, but there was positive bits. I've forgotten it was that long ago now, you know, that basically, do you know what, it feels like actually it would make sense to me if the children are like a lot more grown up now. Well, actually, yeah, definitely. If we're talking 30 years, but anyway, whatever, yeah, it feels like the children are grown up now. But it doesn't really matter about that, because, you know, some people could still be really weird and put guilt trips on their mum and dad, even if they're older, for like leaving their mum. You know what I mean? It's anyway, but it's whatever it is, it's like this masculine has worked out, or they will when it reaches this bit, enough of their stuff to be like, I need to go for what I want now. If this person will take me back. It's not even take me back. I don't think this one got a chance. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you'll be surprised where it leads. So I think it's going to be it's not going to be a surprise to these people that they end up back in each other's arms. It's going to be a surprise in how it all comes together. So it's not a surprise that it's happening, it's just going to be surprising in the way it happens. That's what they're saying. Criticising one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. I really feel that's about having empathy for what led this man into that toxic trap of a black widow. And only time will tell. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very minute. And there's the I'm so immature. There's the healing through sex I was channeling about at the start. That's just to hammer that home. So very interesting. Oh yes, sacred unions behind that. Oh my god. Yep. So look, this pair are going to be making up for lost time. I mean, this is all the twin flame couples across the world sending that ripples of love out to heal the world. Sacred union, honour and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Well, if this was bang on the button, and I trust spirit that it is for someone, even if they don't find it, like they'll find it at some point, you will treasure it, because it's been a long time coming. Excuse the pun, it's been a long time waiting. Worth waiting for though. See you later.